Hello, Taurus. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. For supportive oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night, and on the back here's who it's by. If you look it up online, especially on Amazon, you should easily find it though. Okay. Whew. What do we have here for Taurus? Where do we got like a song going here with Taurus? Oh, there's going to be a line. I can already feel it. There's going to be a line. That card didn't come up, you little shit. Ooh. All right. The ending is really busy. There's a lot of busyness going on here at the end here. That card. I'll tell you later. You've got this isn't that bad, but there's a moment here. There's a moment where somebody just pushes your buttons. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm not surprised. Wow, card drunk. All right. Whew. You got the Devil card coming up. I just can't get around it, but I'm not worried about it because everybody has their moments. I feel like it's better to actually deal with a moment and move on from it than to just pretend it's not an issue. But somebody's pushing your buttons. I feel that coming. Just to be fair, if you hold on to the end, it's going to get really good at the end. We just got to get there. Which isn't that life, It's uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill, uphill. You know how it goes. Coming into this situation, you have a lot of strength. You seem to be You seem to be helping somebody get a regimen or a system, or you're teaching somebody how to do something in a certain pattern, in a certain way. Like if you want this to work out, I don't know why I'm using a baking reference, but here we go. You get the flour, you sift the flour, you put this much in the cup, you put that over there, you do this, you do that. You add this at this point, you don't add it before you do that. You're telling them this is what you do, this is how you do it. You don't stir it more than this, because if you do it too much, it's going to make it dry. You're telling people, do it in this order, do it this way, with these ingredients that I'm telling you to use. Don't use the cheap stuff on this one, but in this one, use the generic, and this is why. Do it the way I'm telling you, in the order I'm telling you, with the things I'm telling you, and you will be fine. This is what works for me. You need help. You're asking for my help. Do what I'm telling you then. You're helping. You're very much helping. You got the Empress card here, which don't get caught up in the gender, but this is you're caring for somebody. Somebody else is failing at something. They're not able to keep it together. They can't seem to put it together the way they need to. So you're helping them. You're this is how I do it. But you got the Ace of Cups here with the Grove. You may be helping more than one person at once here. Even if you're literally just explaining to one person how to do things, it's benefiting more than one person, because I'm feeling this Grove energy. It's almost like you're helping somebody who's a parent. Doesn't matter the gender of the parent, quite frankly. But you're helping them. You're your finances are kapui. This is what you do. You get that money. You put it in the bank. You then, this much goes to this. This much goes to food. This goes to rent. You hold it to the side. This much is for fun. And you don't spend any more of that. And in fact, you try to spend $10 less so that you can save it over for that rainy day. You're saying, this is how you do it. This is the way you do it. This is when you do it. You have a certain way of doing things, and it works for you, and they need help. And at the beginning, they got the Page of Pentacles. They're okay, I need help. You are successful with this. The way you do it works for you, so I need it to work for me too, because I need help. They're listening, they're following, they're doing what needs to be done. Okay, so you're helping whoever you're helping. Life, you know how life throws curveballs. Life throws curveballs. And I'm feeling this person gets smacked upside the head with a curveball. That's what I'm literally getting. So it's almost like you're helping somebody with finances, and I'm also seeing that baking thing, and something goes kaflooey. It's if it's baking, there's something they need to make that's out of the norm. There's an event or something. If it's money, it's kind of the car goes kaplunk, and they have to fix it because they have to fix it. There's something that is thrown in. It's a monkey wrench thrown right into the system. Has to be dealt with. On your side, you have the Two of Pentacles. You're thinking of ways to handle this. You seem to be aware of what's going on. You're thinking of ways to handle it. The person you've been helping, that you've put things in line for and said, this is how you do this, this is how you do this is how you do that. You're trying to get in your head, you're trying to get a formulate a thought, like what would work, what would actually make this, how could we correct this without throwing everything else off. While you're thinking about that, though, somebody else steps in. You got lust with the King of Cups here. Somebody else wants to grab the glory, and they try to like save the day. Somebody else is stepping in. You're trying to help this person fix their own problem, empowering them to do it themselves, helping them pick themselves up and telling them how they, all right, this is your problem, this is what I would do, this is where I would get that money from to do that, this is how I would kind of, move things around, to fix it. You're just trying to find a way to not only stabilize the situation, but to empower this person you've been helping to be able to help themselves in the future. You know what I mean? You're trying to teach them, like, all right, life throws curveballs. Guess what? That's always going to be the case. Here's what you need to do. You got to think out, where do my finances this is this, what do I have to do with that? You're explaining, you're thinking of it. You're not even getting a chance to explain. Somebody else jumps in and just basically fixes the situation for them, for this person. This isn't teaching them to handle it themselves. Somebody's literally just jumping in and fixing it for them. Somebody's fixing it for them, but the lust card is kind of like they're trying to grab the glory. It's like, I don't feel like this is the best way to handle this. Because I'm getting like, this is a problem. This is where the devil card shows up on your side. The Nine of Swords with the devil card. The Nine of Swords is happening in the center. Devil card on your side, kind of like, this is not teaching anybody how to live their life. This is just like putting them back in that bad cycle to where other people just bail them out. They need to handle life on their own. They need to know how to do that. Even though the devil card is there, the love card is right on top of it. You're looking at this like, no, just bailing somebody out is not teaching them how to take care of things themselves. It's not fixing it. That's just it's not teaching them how to live their own life. It's very frustrating. It's very upsetting. You got the devil card because you're like, no, this is not going to help them learn how to deal with life. This is basically just, it's like taking the math test for somebody. You can take the math test for somebody, and they can get credit for it, but then they don't know what they're doing. Like, what happens when they go to math test 2? They couldn't do math test 1, you did it for them, but nobody else knows that. They go into math test 2, and they're just like, I don't know. That didn't help. That was not a good... And I feel like that's what you're upset about. You're like, this is not empowering this person to take care of themselves. I'm like getting all upset about it. I don't know. I'm like getting all into it. Like, no, this is not explaining somebody or helping somebody empower themselves. This is just doing it for them. And then when they actually have a big problem and you're not going to be there, I guess they're just up shit creek, aren't they? That was rude, but there you go. Now, this moment passes, and I feel like the way you're looking in on it, you're not happy with this King of Cups, which don't get caught up in the gender. That could be any gender. But it's basically somebody who just, their heart's in the right place. That's why they're using the King of Cups, but they're like, this isn't the best way to do it. That's why the lust card is with it. You understand, like, somebody accepting help, and they need the help, and they needed the car. Like, they did need it. Does solve problems for them. It did make things better. So you're not mad at the person who accepted the help, because you're like, no, I would too. I understand that. But the person who helped them could have done a better job. So I see like the Six of Pentacles happening after this. Kind of like, I feel you stepping in after the fact. Like, okay, that situation's taken care of, but let's do this. Let's start planning for other curveballs. Let's start finding a way for you to save money and put it to the side so that way when other curveballs come flying at you, you don't have to just rely on the kindness of others. You will actually have a stable place to stand and you'll be able to take care of yourself. That's your Six of Pentacles after the situation. Like, you had your moment, you were not happy with it. I don't know if you really told anybody how you felt about it, but you were not happy about it. After the fact, you're like, all right, let me get in here, work with this person and say, all right, you got bailed out of that situation, and I understand that, but let's do this. Let's prepare you for other curveballs so that you can live life without having to worry about other people being there to bail you out and help you out, and you can stand on your own 2 feet. You got this. Now, what's coming in next? Good energy. A lot of good energy, but it gets really confusing at the end, just to be fair. Um, I feel like this person is thanking you for the help. And you're helping them as much as you can, but I feel like they're kind of trying to detach from you. They've got the Ten of Pentacles with movement, and you've got another card on your side too. It's the Three of Wands, which is movement. There's a moment here where they need to start heading off on their own. They need to start taking care of their own things. Your advice is very appreciated and thankful. I feel like they're thankful for it, but I feel like there's a divergence here. Like we need to go our own ways. They need to take care of their own stuff. Whatever it is you're helping them with, whether it be whatever it is, finances, dealing with people, family, whatever it is. Whatever you're helping with, they're like, all right, thank you for helping me. Thank you for showing me what you would do. Thank you for giving me this food for thought. And you put them in a much more stable place with the Ten of Pentacles. Like you've really increased their stability. You've helped them understand like you got to keep an eye on that. You got to keep an eye on this. Keep this in check. Always think about that. Write things down so you know where you are. You've told them everything you need to do. They're like, all right, and I thank you for that, but I'm gonna need to strike out on my own, and I'm gonna have to make decisions on my own now. You're accepting that. You're like, because I feel like it's partly like you still want to be kind of connected to it, but the other part's like, no, I need to let them go. That is for the best. You're letting that go. You're not fighting against it. You're like, okay, you need to go forward. You need to do what you need to do. You need to take care of your own life. Okay, great. Nothing's bad about that. I don't feel like anything is bad about that. But what happens next is like, you don't know what's going on in that person's life, and you're watching. You're like, even though you're not stepping into that situation, whatever it is they're dealing with, you're leaving it to them. You're not butting in. I don't feel like you're butting in anyway. You're watching, and you're like, I don't know what's going on, and you're fearing the tower. You're fearing the tower. It's on your side. It's not in the actual line that's happening. You're fearing the tower. You're just like, I don't know what's going on with them. I'm really worried that things are going to go out of focus for them, that's going to go out of whack. You're having the need to get involved. You just want to make sure everything is okay. You want to get in there and just kind of like, it's almost like you want to proofread it yourself to make sure it's all the way it should be. But you can't. And you're fearing the tower. You're like, oh boy, should I try to get involved in this again? Because I'm afraid they're going to have problems. And I'd rather help them now before it gets that bad. It's making you nervous a little bit because you don't know what's going on. You really don't know what's happening. Because when they went their own way and started making their own decisions, they're not letting you know what's happening anymore. They're not giving you the information about this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I got. They're just completely handling it on their own. Whew. The way this ends is like there's a lot of possibilities. This person will come back towards you on occasion. And I feel like this person is going to return and ask for your advice. But I don't feel like they don't want to drain you. They don't want to be like constantly that one who's like, help me live my life. They don't want to be that. So they're trying to handle everything they can on their own. If they get stuck or they get nervous, they're going to come to you and be like, what should I do now? Where did I go wrong? Especially if they don't understand where they went wrong. Or worse, they went wrong. They know where they went wrong, but now they have to find a way to get out of it. They might come to you for like advice, like what should I do to get out of this? How would you get out of this? I understand you probably wouldn't have ended up in this situation, but I'm here, so can you tell me what you think I should do to get out of this now? That could come your way. You're going to keep helping this person. The magician seems to be alive on your side in the sense of like, you're always going to be willing to help this person. You're always going to have ideas. You're always going to put that effort. You'll work with them to help them make their life better. It seems like you're always going to be there. The hermit is also on your side, which is telling me most of the time you're not going to know what they're really doing. It's not something you can really police, but when they need your help, I feel like you will help, and you'll help them understand what they need to do, and you'll try to help them move forward. This is a learning energy. This is an energy that is doing better. I do want to say with this energy, you do communicate very well with them. They got the High Priestess of Air between you and them, but they have the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins is a good learning energy. But Taurus being an earth sign, the Knight of Coins being about earth, it's like it's a slow learning energy usually. That's not always true for Taurus. Taurus can usually catch on. I've noticed that Taurus can seem to catch on fairly quickly. It's just like accepting it versus catching on. But the person you're dealing with, they're slowly learning. They're learning like it's through the school of hard knocks. Like they screw something up, they learn the hard way, you tell them the way you would have done it, and then they kind of start working with it, trying to work with that clay of life, if you get my drift, and they start figuring it out. They're going to continually have to learn, they're going to continually get better over time, but this one feels like a slow learning process. And you being there and you helping them, it's worth it. The longer it goes, the better it gets, but they're going to constantly make problems for themselves, is what I'm getting. Choices and finding themselves stuck in quagmires. They've got the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. They're going to constantly be making choices, and they're going to kind of feel like, well, that might be the better choice, but this is the choice I want. How can I kind of work this through and, kind of get what I want and still take care of my responsibilities? They're going to constantly do that. Kind of like, this is what I want, that's what I should do. Where can I kind of play with this a little bit? And I feel like that's the energy you're dealing with, which is kind of funny, because I feel like you might be like, just do what you're supposed to do. I feel like that might be your energy going, just do what you're supposed to do. But they're trying to work it out. They're trying to get what they want and still hold true to responsibilities. They're trying to kind of balance it out. Makes things a little bit, it kind of goes a little south every now and then. But the more they mess up, again, the school of hard knocks, they will learn, because some of these lessons will be rough. It's one of those things like you buy a bad car, and then you're stuck with it for a few years, and then you're like, oh, I hated driving that thing, so I guess I won't jump on those things anymore. I'll pay more attention when I'm buying something. They might have to suffer with it for a few years, but they'll finally get out of it. It's going to be like that. Again, this is worth it. They're saying this is worth it. This person will get better over time. It's just the school of hard knocks for this one, just so you know. But I feel like this is a very good connection. They're just saying your time, your effort is going to be very honored, very worth it, very good. There might be points along the way where you're questioning, like, am I making a difference here? You're definitely making a difference here. Definitely. All right, I think we're good. All right, let's leave that there. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.